Hey, 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 welcome back. Welcome back to the Virgo channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to do a general message for Virgo. Know that energy is fluid. Rules could be reversed. Just interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Also, know on this channel and all my channels, I like to dive deep within the reading. So I do look at everything, but we take a lot more time to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, to see how they play it as karmic themes, help you understand why your person is doing what they're doing, why you're attracting that person into your life. There's many different realities. Why live the reality that keeps you stuck in a place of disempowerment? Well, we wouldn't volunteer to do that, right? We wouldn't. So we want to know why things play out the way that they do. A lot of times we know that the person has feelings for us. We don't understand why they do what they do, but most of all, a lot of times we don't want to be a prisoner to that energy. And with karmic energy, somehow we feel prisoner to it because really karmic means learn. So a person that continually sabotages the connection, gets in their own way, definitely is going to create like tension, causes us to ruminate. And then we're no longer grounded. And then problems happen. So, again, the readings have a therapy style to them because there's a lot more to like the relationship that we want to know to help us understand. Because once we see situation differently, we're able to deal with the situation differently. And that is very empowering and it enables us to shape shift the energy one way or the other. It's like, but better for you. All right. Anything of any importance or relevance to the channel, you can find in the description box. Don't forget to check out my otter spirit bracelets. I'm wearing um, the third eye they just sent to me, rainbow tourmaline, lipidite, and amethyst, and along with the heart chakra. It's like I love these bracelets because they don't pull on your hair. They're really well made, and 15% of your proceeds goes to saving the otters. I love that. And they were almost extinct in California. They're no longer extinct because of this company. They raise that much money and they give you 15% off. And if you buy $90 worth, I think that they're actually giving 30% off, which is a big deal. This crystal's really well made. All right. Let me jump in. Also, again, don't forget to check out the Shadow Healing Coaching. And if you are in need of a reading, yes, I am open. But no, also, you guys get a discount. You guys get 10% off of all readings. Oh, I'm glad that you made it back in time. All right, let's jump in by saying what is the underlying energy? That tells us why a person does what they do, right? Very important when you're dealing with a person that wears masks, creates facades and illusions. So the underlying energy is grounding. I'm going to pull another one. That's one that we haven't pulled. Thank God. Because God knows that it was in like that, not energy, perfectionism. It's still a little bit, I feel like you're in separation from someone that's finally starting to say, well, you know what? I have to do something to the situation. I feel like they have kept you and this person has been like stuck in suspension. Like there was no closing, there was no ending, and that was purpose. But the problem is now this person sees that they wasted a lot of time and they don't like to come across as weak. They don't want to come across as, you know, not having their life together. And so, but I feel like they're not in a place like that. So they wasted a lot of time and, they like to give the impression off that they have their life together. So, again, they're still a little bit in opposite energy. Why? Because again, when we're grounded, it means that we're doing things and we're in the moment, we're in the now. Perfectionism, there is no such thing as perfectionism. That creates a lot of anxiety. However, I do feel when you deal with this person's energy. And I do feel like for whatever reason, you are going to be dealing with this person's energy soon because they've been in your reading. That the key is to deal with them very groundedly because they might trigger you. That's telling me a little bit of a clue there. Now we're going to see why I feel what I feel. Let's start off by not looking at the wounds and just random energy, and then we'll look at the hidden truths, and then we'll work our way backwards. Let's see what's going on, what this person feels. Using different decks. Change the energy. Okay. I'm sending you loving energy. Can you feel it? So this person's thinking a lot about you. They're thinking a lot. Because there's still a lot of passion and desire. Okay. There is something that they're still hiding from you, however. And you are the first thing on my mind when I wake up in the morning. So there's a lot of, again, this person is still like thinking about you, ruminating on you. I'm ashamed of how I treated you. So this is the energy that they're in right now. Let's look at some hidden truths. And then we'll put it all together. I love you. You knew that had to be coming. And that I know that I crossed the line with you. And I'm grateful for the spiritual lesson. I feel like this person, like I said, they know that they wasted a lot of time. And so they do want to come in the correct way. It's just they're overstimulating themselves because they know that they didn't treat you well. They're like, and I feel like that this person didn't realize the connection. They didn't, you're not there. I feel like you're not their type. And so that doesn't mean like, oh, you're not attractive. You are attractive. They're very attracted to you. There's a lot of passion, but you're not their norm. However, the norm, they don't really do well in relationships. So there's this sense that this person has realized that they still have a lot of feelings, even though that you have disconnected. And I feel like I said, they wasted a lot of time. So there's trying to strategize their way back into your life. And I feel like they are grateful for the spiritual lesson because when a person dates, right, and they keep dating people that are here for a good time, not a long time, which they set out to say that? No. What happens is they're attracted to a person. The relationship goes lightning fast. Then what happens is they get bored. They don't want it. It's like it was easy. Oh, that person isn't attractive anymore. Something happens. So for a long time, they didn't feel like there was such a thing as this connection. They never had a connection like this before. This is an uncontrollable thing. If this person, you're the first thing on their mind when they wake up in the morning, that's not a conscious thing. That's because there's real feelings. But it's not an easy relationship because, like I said, you didn't give in. The norm gives in. The norm looks good on paper. You may not look good on paper, and also don't do everything that this person would per se want you to do. You actually do what you want them to do. It triggers them, but it also makes them like you more, if that makes sense. And so it's, again, they realize that they love you because love is unconditional. But the problem is they're afraid that, you're disgusted due to their negativity. Now, this is pushing us to actually look and see what this person actually did. And then we're going to look and see where they actually are, meaning their behaviorisms now, because we have to look at that, because a person can love you but have bad behaviorisms. due to past experiences. So again, no, they feel that this is a divine union. Like I said, that it's like this is what they're discovering, which is why they're grateful for the spiritual lesson, because it's like, well, it actually can happen to me. Is that, you know how sometimes you feel like that happens for other people. It doesn't happen for me. My relationships look like this. We tend to live the same karmic experiences, which is a karmic loop, which makes us feel certain things. So I feel like this person decided to shut their heart down a long time ago because it was safer, because the relationship only ended badly, where this relationship can't seem to get off the ground because they want to approach you a certain way. And you're like, I'm not going to let you approach me that way. I'm not going to let you like do anything. So as soon as it gets off the ground, it stops, or it just never starts because you're like, no. And then this person is like, I still have feelings for you. So it's again that you're definitely not the norm. It's again, they want to control. That's the issue. That's the second chakra imbalance. So you already know that. And you already know that because of codependency. They want everything their way. Relationships are not that. They're equal give and take reciprocity. You have to give on an emotional level before you get that. This person's realizing is like, you have my emotions. So there's a sense that they want to control because they don't really know how you feel. And that gives them a lot of anxiety, especially since they didn't treat you well, right? So they need to be in that place, Spirit says, where again, where they're like, was there enough? Is there enough for this person to restore? And that's exactly what Spirit wanted them to be like, well, if you want to fix this, but you pretty much destroyed the connection already. So that's why this person has anxiety, because they're like, I don't know if I have enough to fix it. If I gave enough time. And what you're like going to say is, no, you didn't give enough time to this shit. It's like, but that's the whole thing where it's making this person want to control. They're fearful to where it's again like they want to create strong roots now. And I know that that sounds crazy. This is where they are now. I asked, but they still need now to pull the weeds of resentment because now they created a lot of resentment and that's what they know. So this person has self-sabotaging, energy where they created a lot of, they didn't create strong foundation. And so now they want to, but they also know that they're going to need to like try and heal the situation somehow. And I feel like they're not exactly the most emotionally intelligent. Let's look at some spiritual cards before we look at more behaviorisms. Let's just see where this person's at, what they're going to do. If they're going to do anything. We project our patterns onto each other, and this makes it really difficult for them to see what is real and what is fear-based thinking. So it's almost like by you not making it easy, they feel like they're, again, it triggers them, they project, then it's like whatever you do, you move away. And so they're like, do you care about me? I don't even know if you care about me or not. I don't know if you like me. I don't know if you care about me, whether you want to give it a second chance. Did I ruin this? So they don't know, because which Spirit says that's what they need to be in that energy. They need to be like work through it, because the feelings are making them actually do that work. While this person feels like walking home to you, they don't know where they are, but they feel like eventually, because they still have feelings for you. So, but they don't know where they are within their process. They don't know. They're thinking that if this is a real like relationship, then it's just going to work out somehow. Now that might not be realistic, but Spirit says, well, that's kind of where they need to be. They need to like have some sort of hope. Otherwise, they wouldn't change. I long ago shut down those parts of me. that wanted romance and intimacy, but you make me long for those things again. And that's what I said in the beginning. This person, and there's a lot of cards in this deck, okay? Like, I mean, and this person, like, it's a soul relationship. It's not their norm. It's not, it's like they've never experienced anything like it before. It's making them like do the work. It's making them look at themselves. Where this person never looked at themselves before, they never cared. The planets are activating us to heal. I don't know whether they think that, but again, it's more like of a universal thing where this person feels like if I allow myself, because surrender brings you together faster. This person knows on some level that they resist it. They don't know why. They don't understand why they do. And that's because I don't think that they've done shadow healing. Because again, on a logical level, they're like, well, if I like this person, why wouldn't I do it? You know? But then it makes them do the healing that they need to do, you know, and that, like I said, is not everyone has their process. So this person doesn't know where they are within that process. And the universe is helping them because they're seeing signs and synchronicities. And that's, again, the universe is trying to, and this person's actually tapping more into that side because, again, this connection is not a logical thing, it's more of a spiritual thing, which is felt. But in order for them to feel, they have to address the stuff that's going on inside of them first, right? And so again, oh, they're like that's what I was saying. Their inner child, like, and possibly your inner child needed healing first, you know, and that's what's happening right now. That where this person wouldn't like acknowledge those things, you know, inner child healing. And really, it's because you both incarnated together to clear specific patterns from your ancestral bloodline. So, this is a past life karmic mate that triggers the shit out of you, not the norm, again, for both of you, but it has an energy of its own. And like I said, which makes you have to do the healing to actually have strong roots. Thing is, this person needs to be in a place of, I'm not really sure what's going to happen, whether you're going to take me back or not. You probably won't take me back because I was an asshole, you know, and they know it. But again, that energy of unconditional love, they're just going to, you know, cave and talk to you. But because they're like, I know eventually I'm going to come back. They don't know when, they don't know how, but they know that they want to. So what you see here is that it's like to clear the ancestral stuff. So we're born into families that, you know, we get conditioned and we inherit that trauma. And so again, the universe brought us together for a reason. They're trying to discover what that reasoning is. So it's again, they're trying to still be logical and analytical with it, you know, because that's their safe energy. But, you know, like you said, we're born into these families that we get programmed through how we're treated, how they treat each other, what happens to our parents. We inherit, you know, it all. What happened to our ancestors, we inherit it. And so in order to clear the patterns that keep us in separation from the higher self is the God part of self that makes you supernatural, which allows you to manifest your heaven on earth, whatever you want to create. But you have to be the expression of love. Our people that come into our life, like I said, they come in to teach us, but these type of relationship, it doesn't logically make sense because, like I said, you're not the norm. They get triggered. They get in their old patterns. Who wants to deal with this? No one wants to deal with that. It's like no one's got time for that. But this person is like, but I still have feelings. So, you know, they're working through their stuff. That's where they are right now. That's what they want to do right now. But there's a bigger purpose is that they will never be able to create any type of stability ever until they heal the resentment that they hold. And that's from the previous relationships that, by the way, they created. And they've also created the resentment within this relationship, that because that's their pattern, that's what they do. Now they have to fix it. And for them, that's a scary thing, because that's going to make them move into being more vulnerable, having to be more transparent. So it's, again, there's a whole healing thing going on. I need to be strong in who I am before I merge my energy with yours in a 3D. I'm afraid I can lose myself in the relationship, which goes back to that. Which, like I said, it's like I'm channeling the reading and then I'm pulling the cards after. So it's like spirit saying, exactly right. Like, this person knows. And that's really what the universe wants. The universe really wants this person to revert back to their original energy of unconditional love. It doesn't matter how. Spirit doesn't care, because there's many different ways that a situation can play out. But either way, this person is doing the work, and they're trying to anyway. Well, look at the behaviorisms, because behaviorisms will tell us how they're sabotaging themselves.